Congratulations! Congratulations, Australia. You are now a Rodan & Fields business owner. There is no better place to be. So the question is, where do you start? I'm Bridget Cavanaugh, and I'm super excited to be part of your initial training series, a step-by-step approach on how to build a very successful Rodan & Fields business. I live in the United States. I have been working with Dr. Rodan and Dr. Fields for 8 years. I'm an RFX Circle Achiever, and I love everything about this company and the community and this amazing field of entrepreneurs that I get to work with. The tips and training that I'm about to share with you today are going to accelerate your business growth. We're going to start with the basics. We're going to touch on 3 things in the next 15 minutes or so, okay? First, we're going to get crystal clear on your reason why. 2, we're going to tap into the magic of your personal story, how to write it and package it. And 3rd, we'll talk about the importance of setting goals right at the outset of your business. Let's dive right in. And first I want to say, well, when do you start doing these things? Well, the perfect time to begin on these first 3 steps is right after you enroll, and those few days before your business kit arrives is the perfect time to dive in on your reason why. So first, let's talk about what we mean. Your why is your truer sense of purpose. It's your driving force. It's the motivation behind starting the business in the first place. It usually is inspired by one or all of 3 things: the people in your life, the things that you're passionate about, and the projects and plans that you want to create for your future. So take a moment and think about the people closest to you and how they'll be impacted by your financial freedom, by your success and personal growth, the confidence and the community, and of course, the extra income. Remember this little tip. To get what we want in life, we have to help others get what they want. And maybe that's the best skin of their life, looking younger, better self-esteem, and it might also mean helping someone else achieve their wildest dream. And to focus on this, we don't want to just talk about what we do, we want to focus on why we do it. So again, it's not about just what you're doing, it's about why you're building your business and sharing that with others that will accelerate your growth as a business leader in our company. So therein lies the power of your why. First, it leads and focuses your actions, and it keeps everything in urgent alignment. And I use the word urgent. When you have clarity about your path and your purpose, you will inspire others to want the same. Here's an example. And I get asked very often, what I do. So when people ask what I do, I don't just answer the question the way they think I might or the way they intended. I don't answer it with the kind of what, I answer it with the why. If I did answer it with what, I would say, well, I sell skincare. But when I answer it with the why, I get to say, I love what I do. I help people become e-commerce business owners. I mean, literally, they can have a storefront in their pocket, okay? I get to help them tap into one of the fastest growing beauty segments in the world, and I work with amazing people all across the United States, Canada, and Australia. And together we're redefining this kind of social shopping phenomenon, and it's so rewarding. So that's the difference between answering with what you do versus why you're doing it. And if selling product is your main focus, I might answer with something like, instead of I sell skincare, I'm working with the #1 skincare brand in America to open this market and redefine how Australians think about skincare and skin protection. I'd like to see everyone I know using multi-med therapy so skin cancer becomes a non-issue down here. Okay? So those are the differences between answering the what versus the why. So let's talk about how to create your why. Let's break it down, okay? So first, you just have to very honestly and in the most heartfelt way ask yourself what you want to get out of building this business. And the sky is the limit. The answer is yours to own and carry in your heart. By definition, entrepreneurs see what they want and they go for it. So defining what it is that you truly want in those buckets of passion, people, projects, purpose. Step 2. We want to define it with clarity and specificity. We want details, okay? We want to think imagery, all right? So when we're thinking about our why, we don't want to be generic. An example of a generic why is, well, I'm doing modafinil so I can quit my job. That's kind of boring. But if you were to say, I'm building this business so that within about a year's time, I'm in a position to step away from my 9-to-5 job and really be the mom that I always dreamed of being, right in the thick of things, working at home around my kids' schedule. And even more than that, we want to take our summers off. We have family in Europe and we want to travel. And this business is going to enable that. So that's that difference between generic versus specificity and bringing in that detail, all right? Letting people know you want more time for yourself and yoga and swimming and all these things, because the more specific you are, the more inspirational you'll be with your story. So when you get your why clear, written down on paper, you have to write it on paper, it's so important. And you have kind of this clear, kind of multi-dimensional, multi-sensory, you can kind of feel it, taste it, visualize what your life looks like. I'm gonna ask you to ask yourself 3 questions. And they're really easy to remember because I'm going to ask you to ask the same question 3 times over. So as you write down your why, you want to ask yourself, why is this important to me? And I want to share an example of how your why, kind of that surface level why, we can start to pull back the layers and dig deep. And I want to share with you authentically about how this went for me. I have it written down too. I like to write things down. So my why, when I started, and it's the same today as it was, I'm gonna try and pull it up here on my phone, which of course the passcode. So I wanna show you on my phone, let's see. Let me just do this real quick. Oh, that's not helping. Pull it back. Let's see. Oh, there we go. So there's my why. I even have a little poem that goes with it. You guys want to know what it says? Okay, so it says, to travel the world, I wrote this 8 years ago, to travel the world by land or by sea with Macy, Ryan, and Arnie, and the travel log was 2015, 2016. Now, I wrote that in 2009 when we were not traveling the world at all. There was no world travel in our lives whatsoever. So my why was, I want to show my kids the world. We want to travel. We want to become this kind of Swiss Family Robinson, all right? And just really enjoy just the fruits of this business. So why is that important to me? So I'm going to ask myself the 3 questions. I want my children to grow up to be global citizens, I want them to experience other cultures and worlds, outside the US, a world that I never knew myself. Maybe scared I would never see myself. So why was that important to me? Well, I want to create a better life for them than what I had growing up. I want them to feel secure and supported and safe. And if we're traveling the world, it must mean that all of our other needs are met. So why is that important to me? Well, I'll be honest, when I was a kid, I was often scared and unsettled. And I had to deal with some really grown-up things like losing my dad at a young age and for a time there, we were poor and there was some welfare and we were vulnerable as a family. And I remember as a little girl, I hated feeling less than worthy. And I'll be honest, I've battled that self-image for a lot of my young and adult life, and even into my Rodan & Fields business. So why is that important? Because I'm finally becoming the person I want to be and that I'm proud to be. And my why and my purpose in Rodan & Fields has changed everything about me. And now my why is about championing the dreams of others and serving the field at large at Rodan & Fields. It gives me a sense of worthiness and purpose that I've always aspired to. So when you're thinking about your why, that top one is the one you're likely to share with people in your network and your prospects. But the authenticity and vulnerability and being willing to share with yourself, maybe your sponsor, with those other layers can be very powerful. So, step 4. So you're gonna ask yourself those 3 questions and dig down a little bit so at least you know what's driving. Yes, I wanna travel the world, but I want to achieve the things that the 9-year-old inside me was afraid she would never see. Step 4, find an image. So there's my little image. That's a sailboat. I can taste the salt water, feel the spray on my face on that sailboat as we head out in that Swiss Family Robinson adventure. And that photo has propelled me in this business. So it's in my back office, which you'll have an opportunity to do, but it's also on my phone. All right, so I see it all the time and my ability to really tap into that driving force of my business. And finally, be committed to that why. Be 100% committed to your why. Your why will fortify your efforts. You'll be able to lean on it in times of doubt or during any challenges you might feel, and it will make you feel worthy, invincible, and even bulletproof when you carry it with you. So a little tip, having a powerful why will duplicate as you share it with members of your team. Let's talk about your story, part 2. So your story. I love this quote from Maya Angelou. You can only become truly accomplished at something you love. Don't make money your goal. Instead, pursue the things you love to do and do them so well that people can't take their eyes off of you. So let's do this story well, with excellence and passion. This is your new job description. Storytelling, socializing, washing your face, and talking about it. So your story will guide you in what to say. Also, great storytelling duplicates as well. As you learn to perfect and package your story, you'll have that skill to teach to others. But here's the real thing about stories. They build trust. They're relatable. That's how we connect as human, is through the emotional things and the emotional parts of our lives. And these conversations that you're going to have in the coming months, people may not remember everything you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. So when you share your story and your why, the people that you're talking to are going to want to open up to you and share their why and their story. And through that, you can connect and talk about whether this business is a good fit. So to make it simple, we're going to break down the story into 4 parts and then the best part, okay? So part 1 of the story is just who you are and where you've been. What's the current situation in your life, and can include some career details, or if you're a stay-at-home mom, just everything that's happening in your life at this moment. And then what's happening in your life that's compelling you to make a change? Okay? So what are some of those realizations or desires or challenges that are causing you to look for something more? 3, how you heard about this, okay? And what specifically about Rodan & Fields really captured your attention? Was it the community? Was it the products? Was it the brand? Was it being first? There's lots of things to choose from there. And then 4, how you believe Rodan & Fields will help you, what it will do for you. And that's really where your why comes into play. So that's the 4 parts. And then the best part is really closing your story with, and I suggest using exactly that language, and the best part is, I love that phrase. I coach it to everyone in my team, and just allow yourself at the end to have some real specific things. And the best part is my best friend just joined me in business, and she's in Melbourne, I'm in Sydney, and we're teaming up. I'm so excited. And the best part is, I already have customers all over the country, and there's lots of best parts of this business, and it often changes and evolves, okay? So I want you to write it down, and I want you to practice it with your sponsor, okay? A well-packaged story really helps you pull on the emotion, and just so that it's always on the tip of your tongue, it becomes automatic. It will not be rehearsed to your audience, but it'll be really comfortable and automatic for you, okay? And I'm going to encourage all of you too, a quick assignment is to record it. You have this beautiful smartphone with all this recording capability. You don't have to put it out on the internet. It's just for you, but to record yourself telling your story can be a really powerful thing. So a couple more tips on stories. Leave out any fluff or non-essential information, and you want it to be short, okay? You want to keep it to about a minute and a half max, okay? And that's not a lot of time. All right, and don't include information you don't want to be duplicated, because your story actually is, you're really training your future consultants even before they know it through your story. And so you can leave out things like, oh, I waited about a year or so before I jumped in. Leave that part out, okay? I'll give you some better language. I went to the internet and I Googled everything about Rodan and Fields. Well, when you say those things in your story, your audience is taking notes. Okay, I have to wait a year, I have to go Google everything, and you're giving them hints about how you want them to start. So I love a phrase like this. As soon as I realized this was the answer to what I was looking for, I jumped right in. Okay, and you can kind of let go of some of that superfluous information. I don't use a lot of product testimonial in my story. I might mention, besides from aging backwards, the best part is blah, blah, blah. So I may not go into really, because there's lots of time to talk about, you should be just wearing your product testimonial anyway, don't need to mention. And then just don't forget to quantify your success, all right? We work real hard to create that early check story, so close strong, and the best part is I've already have, 20 customers. I'm just, they're all loving the products. The best part is this was so much simpler than I thought. The best part is I'm not adding hours to my day. I'm adding conversations to my life. It can be all kinds of, great quantifiables that help people realize this could be something for them, okay? So once you have that why down in the storytelling, then those goals come right into play. We're just gonna touch on them really fast because I wanna really just give you 2 or 3, awesome goals to get started with right away. You'll become a goal setting, expert, aficionado with Rodan and Fields, because we set goals as team leaders and teams. We're setting goals at the beginning of every month. Well, when you start your story, we want to set a couple really quick, very doable goals. You've probably heard the acronym, and it's so great. Why reinvent the wheel? SMART goals, right? They're specific, they're measurable, they're attainable, they're realistic, and they're time-bound. Okay, so let's just not reinvent the SMART goal wheel because that works just great, okay? And Rodan and Fields has really awesome programs that you can design your goals around, all right? So a couple SMART goals to set today in talking with your business partner is to earn your initial investment back through the Fast Start program, okay? And I won't go into vast detail here. Talk to your sponsor, like what is Fast Start and how do I get my money back, all right? So just get that conversation going now. It's a team building goal, all right? And you have your first full 60 days in business, all right, to earn your kit back and get rocking and rolling. And that usually for most people is an enrollment goal of 3, 4, 5 consultants, and 2 of them are gonna take off with you, and you're gonna earn that kit back, just with the bonus and then commissions on top of that. All right, second goal should be, let's just create some right now money through the preferred customer program, okay? So as you talk about, lead with your story and your heart and the business, not everyone will join the business with you, but they're gonna ask you, what do you got for my brown spots and this little, this little sensitive cheek over here? And so set that goal of having a nice, robust customer base right out of the gates, okay? You can do it. 10 customer orders, just let's set that goal. And then we want to achieve your first title promotion, and that's just going to happen through setting these 2 other goals. But we want to celebrate you as an executive consultant in your first Gosh, some people do it in their first couple days. It happens quickly, but by every means, set a goal to hit executive consultant in your first 2 weeks of business. And we have great programs like our BBL, our Big Business Launch program. You'll learn a lot about three-way calls and the strategies and tactics to get you there. But just set a goal. I'm going to be executive consultant, and when that happens, then you're just right on your way to level 2. All right, so remember this, executive consultant and level 2, work with your sponsor to make those happen. All right, notice how all 3 of those goals are very specific. They're time bound, they're super realistic, very attainable, and having those goals front and center, I love to put them on my refrigerator and share them with my family. You know, you could even put that fast start right here on your phone just to get you out of the gate super quick. And my best advice is just to go and do. Don't overthink this. Work closely with your business partner and let's make it happen. And the best part is we're gonna wrap up this great training so that you can get started on your homework. If you need a little bit of help or some worksheets, there's an awesome welcome pack, all right, that is in your back office. We can work to get this set up too on the Powered by You page, and it has little worksheets and things to help you move right through these early assignments, okay? So everything we do in Rodan & Fields, we've got a great tool and great support and coaching to help you. Again, congratulations. Thanks for listening in, and I'm super excited to hear from some of you about your why, your story, and your goals. Let's do this.